Hi there. My name is Christian Thing, and I am a performance psychologist. In a moment, I will explain why I am hot and sweaty. But actually, I've been asked just to share some reflections, what I notice during this period of lockdown, both, I guess, from a psychologist, but also just an individual living in it day to day. And I've noticed quite a few things, actually. So firstly, I guess, what I've noticed about myself, there's a lot more time, I guess, for introspection. So looking at my habits, my routines, what I do, what I take in terms of, I guess, physical food, water, alcohol, to actually what I take in socially. So my social media, what I watch on TV, how I absorb news. So I'm noticing a lot of things about myself, and I'll come back to that in a moment. I'm also noticing a lot of things about those I care most about, those I keep in touch with most frequently. So my fiance, new fiance, I'll talk about that as well. My immediate family, also my distant family, my closest friends, but also my neighbours. So I'm noticing that there's much more of a depth of wanting to understand and really appreciate and enjoy each other's company, Zoom chats, FaceTime, those sort of things, and really getting beyond the superficial conversations and actually getting in some really meaningful conversations. Some of the best conversations I've had with my mum, my dad, my brother have been during this time. I would have said before, we've got a really close relationship. We spend a lot of time together. We speak a lot. But actually, during this time, we've had a lot richer conversations, which has been lovely. Been really, really enjoying those, as well as friends. I've got a number of godchildren, which I love dearly. But again, busy lives. We're all busy. Time is always a premium. But now what I'm trying to do is send sort of like little videos to particularly one goddaughter. I don't really see that often. And it's lovely. I get a video in return every week. We sort of like share these fun little videos, and again, feel like I'm building deeper relationship with those people I care about. And then thirdly, I guess the wider society. What I'm noticing is, when you do pop out to the shops or you go for your walks, generally speaking, you see sort of like signs of real care and concern about each other. You see, the rainbows in the windows. You see people writing on the floors, thanking people, essential services. And that's great to see. And you notice that a lot in, when you go shopping, people are very diligent and very caring and kind. But then you also see at times the opposite of that, actually, people who feel very threatened. And, I've just been for a run now, so that's why I'm sweaty. And, occasionally when I'm on my runs, you get sort of like cyclists or other runners who swear at you and just doing things that you'd never normally do because they're just het up. You're either in their zone or in their space, or they think you shouldn't be running on a cycle lane because it's just for cyclists. Well, actually, recognising we might need to share a bit more. And clearly people wouldn't necessarily act like that normally. So I think some people are really thriving during this time and finding it an okay period, whereas other people are really clearly struggling with it. And I think we need to respect and acknowledge that. So I guess those are some things that I've observed. I guess what, therefore, am I doing? Well, I'm focusing on myself, actually. So I'm focusing on myself and those I really care about, as well as trying to contribute more broadly. And so how I've done that is that I've started, I'm a bit of a goal setter, so I like to set goals and I review them quite regularly. But actually, I set myself some new goals, and I'm just looking at my book now. On the 28th of March, I started this. And my sort of like main goal that I wanted to achieve was to enjoy this period of isolation, so to really enjoy it and thrive in it, and to develop new skills and habits. So really, I've broken those down into sort of like three main areas of focus. So the first one is exercise, which I'm keeping up to. I've done a 10K run just now. Tiring. I'm not necessarily built for running, but I'm really enjoying it. So my first focus is exercise. So I've broken the exercise focus down into three sort of like sub goals, I guess, which are regular running schedule. So I set goals every week about how far I want to run and how regularly I want to run. I've got a dodgy knee, so I need to do my knee physio and stretching. So I'm keeping to that. And then I'm trying to build up some strength work. I used to play a lot of rugby, and some of those muscles I used to have are no longer there. So trying to build a bit more muscle. So I guess that's an exercise focus. And every week I will set goals for that week linked to those three areas. So the regular running, the physio on my knee, and some strength work. And then my second area of focus is my diet. So, we all know that fruit and veg are so important. So I have sort of like daily fruit and veg intake, and I'll rank myself how I've done in each day on that. Alcohol-wise, I don't feel like I drink too excessively. Occasionally, I might go out and have a few too many beers, but that's becoming more and more rare. But actually, what I notice is, especially during this period, it's very easy to have like a glass of wine or a beer most days. So I'm trying to limit my alcohol intake to once during the week, the working week, and then one during the weekend. So one sort of like not a session. That's too much, but maybe a glass of wine and a little whiskey or a beer or something on the weekend, which I enjoy. And so I'm focusing on those things, and then I'm also thinking about my water intake. So I'm trying to drink as much water as possible. So that's my areas, or my sub goals under that second area of diet. So my fruit and veg intake, my alcohol intake, and then thinking about how much I'm drinking. So really getting hydrated. And then my third area, I guess, is around this wellness and relationships. So focusing on myself, but other people. So making sure I'm making the most of quality time with my nearest and dearest. So I'm with my fiance, self-isolating. Another sub goal in that third areas of wellness and relationships is actively supporting and connecting with my nearest and dearest. So making time and FaceTiming and Zooming those people I really care about. Third area is to work on my French. So my fiance moved to France when she was 2 with her British parents. They're still out there. My French is okay. I did it to GCSE. I think I got a B. But actually, I'm doing Duolingo every day. So I'm really enjoying Duolingo. It's a really nice little app. You can get a free version. You can also get a premium version. But I'm really enjoying that discipline of spending 15 minutes maximum a day doing my Duolingo. And my girlfriend says my French is improved. Fiance, sorry, says my French is improving, which is nice. And then also I want to keep reading. So I read sort of like at least one book a month. I try and alternate between books around sort of like performance psychology and things that are interesting me from that professional stance, but also just novels. So I'm reading The Help at the moment, which I'm really enjoying. So they're my sort of like 3 areas of focus. So my regular exercise, my diet, and then my wellness and relationships. And at the moment, it seems to be working well. So I guess what I notice is during this period of uncertainty and potentially a difference in sort of like the amount of time we have available to us, I think it's very easy and it's noticeable that sort of like Netflix subscriptions have gone up and people are spending a lot of that time in various different ways. And I'm not saying Netflix is bad. We all watch Netflix and I enjoy a series. But I think one thing I was really, really mindful of is not looking back during this period and regretting not developing myself and not deepening some of my relationships. So trying to see it as a real opportunity to strengthen that. And so I guess the last thing to leave you on is I got engaged during this lockdown. So lockdown loving. So as always planned to get engaged in France where my fiance's parents live. Unfortunately, we couldn't travel, but I thought, I'm going to stick to the time period. So very nervously on Easter Sunday, we went for our one walk a day and went to beautiful gardens. And it was one of the most nerve-wracking moments in my life, if not the most nerve-wracking moment in my life. Even though the park was really clear and empty, every pocket that I wanted to get down on one knee was just, someone was there, either doing some stretching, doing some press-ups, whatever it was. So we had to walk around this park about 3 times, getting more and more nervous. And my girlfriend was like, "What is going on? Have you finally lost it?" sort of thing. Luckily, I got down on one knee and she said yes. So there's some good news. Really lovely, actually, the response we've had from friends and family and colleagues about how happy they are for us, how much it's nice to hear some good news during what is uncertain times. Anyway, that's a bit of an insight to me, into my world, what I'm noticing and what I'm focusing my time on. I hope you found it of some use, and I hope everything's well, and good luck with everything. Cheers.